So number 2 on page 49. Are we in standard, factored, or vertex form? Standard form. So if it's got 3 terms and it's got a bx, we're in standard form, and we're going to solve by factoring. How many terms? I just said 3. So off to the side, we got to factor it. It's already set equal to 0, so that gets rid of step number 1. 3 terms means we're going to unbox. There's not a GDF there, so we are going to unbox. Out of this first box is going to be x squared, and then a plus 3x, and then a minus 18. So all I did, for those of you that are having a hard time with the factoring part, is I took these 3 terms and wrote them out of the corner of the boxes. First term back in the first box. So x squared fills in, negative 18 fills in. It's our job to fill in diagonally. Take the number in the first box. If there's not 1, then it's secretly 1. So 1 times negative 18 is negative 18. So we need to find 2 numbers that multiply to be negative 18, but at the same time, when we fill them in here and combine like terms, we get a positive 3. What do you know about the signs of your factors if one's positive and one's or if it's a negative number? One's going to be negative, one's going to be positive. So factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. If you can go right to the numbers that fill in, you don't got to make this list. How do I know which one's positive and which one's negative? Diagonally, they add to be a positive number, which means the bigger number has to be positive. Negative 1 plus 18 is 17. Negative plus 9 is 7. Negative 3 plus 6 is 3. So these are the 2 that we're going to use. It would not matter where they go diagonally. A negative 3x and a plus 6x. If you swap them up, it's fine. Now you work backwards. The only way to get x squared would have been an x up top and an x to the side. If you started with an x to the side, what did you multiply up top to get to negative 3x? The way I have mine set up, I got to get to a negative 3x. So x times what gets me to negative 3? Negative 3. On the right-hand side, negative 3 times what got me to negative 18? 6. So over here in the problem now, we're just going to rewrite this as x minus 3x plus 6. If you put x plus 6 first and then x minus 3, fine, equals 0. So that was the factoring step. Again, this factoring step is worked out to the side. It's like a whole nother side problem you've got to do first. You set each element equal to 0. So you just draw a line down the middle to separate out your 2 sets of parentheses. And we get x minus 3 equals 0 and x plus 6 equals 0. And then you just solve. So x minus 3, to solve for x, you add 3 to both sides. And you get x equals 3. X plus 6. To solve for x, you subtract 6 from both sides. And you get x equals negative 6. If you would have had a calculator, you would have put this equation into y1. You would have graphed it, and you don't have to draw this graph. But when you graphed it, it would have crossed at negative 6 and positive 3. Would this graph have been concave up or concave down? How do you know it's going to be concave up? Because A is positive. So it would have been U-shaped and looked something sort of like that.